We got the mic check. We got family in the house.
Yes, indeed.
Again, welcome again to Cowboys and Chill every Thursday at Echo Lounge in Carrollton, right off George Bush in the Tollway. Great food, great drinks, great waitresses, great DJ.
Yeah.
Great DJ.
Great DJ. We've been having a good time tonight watching Thursday night football. And, of course, we're talking Cowboys right here on Cowboys and Chill, sponsored by
Frenkel and Frenkel Law Firm. Be sure to check out FrenkelFirm.com. And, hey, if you ever slip and fall at work or you're in a traffic jam and somebody fender bender you, just be sure to call Frenkel first. That's 817 or 214 and all threes. And be sure to check out FrenkelFirm.com. Let's get it.
Again, this is Clarence Hill, your most trusted Cowboys beat writer, longest tenure.
Why you laughing, man?
Longest consecutively tenure.
Most trusted.
Most trusted.
Sounds like a politician.
Longest, and listen.
Politicals usually.
Longest consecutive tenure. He gave himself all the titles.
As they told me a long time ago, mighty poor dog don't wag his own tail.
Oh, wow.
Mighty poor dog don't wag. Mighty poor boy don't toot his own horn, okay? Toot. Anyway.
You ain't never been poor.
This is Clarence Hill. To the left of me, far left, we got the Black Frenchman, John Jacques Taylor, Deion Sanders' personal biographer. He's also working on another book that's top secret that he told me that was bigger, more celebrity status, more famous than Prime Time.
Wow. Oh, my.
Jerry
I don't know if Prime Time would agree, but that's what Jock said.
Prime Time would not agree.
It's called marketing.
It's called marketing, exactly. And right next to him, we got Joe Trahan of Channel 8.
Let's go.
The man with the pretty eyes.
And the pretty hair. He got that conch up there, Channel 8.
Thank you.
Come on with it.
I paid them all, did you?
The lead sports anchor at Channel 8, and of course to my right again, producer extraordinaire, Law Nation, who put this all together for me. We know, listen, Law making it happen. We've been doing it for 3 years, but Law and his producing and his cameras and his microphones, we're taking it to another level.
Come on with it, man.
I wish y'all could see the setup.
Are you not entertained?
Yes, we are.
I'm entertained,
Yes,
baby.
we
Come
are.
on with it.
Well, Oregon worked that to perfection. I don't know if you saw the Oregon game. They had that working.
He got entertained. He got it working. Joe, just right off the bat.
Yeah.
Are we entertained by this Cowboys season?
No. This is as bad as it gets in recent memory with this Cowboys team. And the sad part is we saw it coming, right? The Cowboys normally go bargain bin shopping in free agency in the offseason. They normally pick up a couple of depth options. They pick up veterans who could be insurance policies. They didn't do it this year, and it has come back to haunt them in so many different ways with the injuries and the early season poor play. And I'm sorry, there's no path to respectability for this Cowboys team this season. It's just not going to happen.
You know, Jock Taylor?
Yeah, I doubled down on that, and I raised you. They are abject this year.
Abject. That's one of Jock's favorite words.
He's a wordsmith.
Abject. Rudy Pooh.
And you know, the problem is now we should go on the record now. See, I predicted 8 and 9 in training camp.
You did.
And then I said, they added the Fat Boys. They might be able to get to 9 and 8.
Wow.
And then a few weeks into the season, I was like, they look like a 6-win team to me.
Wow.
And a few of my colleagues laughed at me.
They did.
One of them sitting on this panel.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I just said
because after game 2, I predicted 5 and 12. Well, you can't be 5 and 12. I predicted 5 and 12.
He did.
Okay, I changed to 5 and 12, and they got mad at me. They say, it can't be 5 and 12. You know, I'm like,
no.
Man,
the problem is, and I noticed this early on, and this comes from watching the Cowboys play since 1995. I know good teams, I know bad teams, I know average teams.
Right.
And it didn't take long to look at this team and go, they don't do nothing good.
Nope.
No.
Like literally, they do nothing well. They
How much do you quantify with injuries? Because I didn't see this. I didn't see this.
They didn't. That's because you ain't gonna never see it. Because
Okay.
you got rose-colored Ray-Bans.
Oh, he's a Cowboy.
Oh, he gonna beat me up.
Yeah,
He gonna beat me up.
Now, listen,
I ain't mad.
let's be honest.
Go ahead.
You are a
And
content creator,
Content creator.
Cowboys fan.
A fan.
So your job is to
well,
look from a positive view of the Cowboys.
let me
From
put
the
it like
positive.
this.
Objectively speaking, too.
No,
though.
stop. Ain't nothing objective.
It is very objective.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Yeah.
the way I like to explain
Listen.
it is, you have an emotional investment in whether the Cowboys win or lose.
Correct.
I do
The
not.
other three of
Correct.
us,
I do
we
not.
have no emotional investment.
Y'all didn't grow up Cowboy fans?
That's not
I
this
did not.
question.
That's not the question.
Come on.
No, listen.
Let's state the difference.
Listen to me. I grew up a Cowboys fan.
I grew up a
You did.
Cowboys fan.
You did.
I grew up hating the Cowboys.
But the
Okay.
first
I grew up
time
in Houston.
I grew up a Cowboys
So I'm going to
fan.
listen to you tonight.
But no. Once you see sausage is made, once you work with people who don't help you do your job,
once you get cussed out by a player,
once you
Okay.
get cussed out by the owner,
Come on. The OGs
you can
teaching me right
detach
now.
yourself, and it's a job.
Okay.
I go to the Super Bowl regardless. I don't need the Cowboys to realize my Super Bowl dream.
You go to the Super Bowl a lot more than the Cowboys do.
you know, I've been to about 20 of them.
Wow.
Exactly. And many of them was on coaching searches.
So
I don't need the Cowboys to realize. So, as a journalist, I'm a sports. I grew up a Cowboys fan,
Right.
but now I'm a sports fan, NFL fan. So I get to see the best of the best in NFL
Right.
without the Cowboys.
Correct.
Okay, and so I don't need them to realize my sports dreams.
your sports dream.
And so, but as a Cowboy fan, you need them.
I need them.
That's
I
different.
want them.
And that's
Go
okay.
ahead.
One point, Law, because I will say this. When the Cowboys do better, I do believe that more people watch my shows
Yeah.
on Channel 8. So
No.
Okay.
there is a want for them to be good. But if they're not, I can very objectively point it out
Point
and
it out.
say, listen, this team is soft. They have no backbone on the offensive or defensive lines. And when you have no backbone, you can't stand tall. And that's what we have with this Cowboys team.
Well, let's break down into the core then. Do Jerry Jones want to win ultimately?
Okay, we had this conversation. Jerry Jones, and for all you people out there who like to downplay Jerry Jones, and you like to be critical, and you like to say he doesn't want to win, he's just about the money. That's not exactly it.
Okay.
Jerry wants to win and make the money.
Okay.
He wants both, but
Okay,
sometimes those things can be
No.
mutually exclusive.
Now listen,
Yeah.
listen to me, Joe. You married and you got a mama.
Yep,
And I know either your wife or your mama told you one time, you can't serve two masters.
that's the conversation we have.
You can't. You can't
give me some.
Exactly.
You can't say you want to do both.
It's
Okay.
exactly the conversation.
Because you
we
got
have.
to make the main thing the main thing.
Okay.
Agreed.
And we all know it. It was crazy. Is Jerry's made a ton of money
He did.
with that losing franchise. How much more you think he would have made if they was a winner?
Agreed. Agreed.
How much more you think they would have made
Well,
if they'd
and-
have won over the last 30 years?
and
He's
that-
made a ton of money, built a stadium, built a new facility. He turned a $130 million investment into a $7 billion endeavor.
At $9 billion.
Whatever, it's
we're
$7
up to
billion,
nine
$9
now.
billion.
Yeah.
How much more would it be if they'd have won a Super Bowl in the last 30 years?
No, it's a great point. And listen, I just want to see it, to be honest, to be perfectly honest. Because if it happens now with the footprint and the global marketing that they have done, this thing is going to be like nothing we've
ever
seen
seen.
on the sports landscape.
It was funny because I was joking actually with some Cowboy reporters today, some older Cowboy reporters, and I like, what do we have to look forward to? And we're not rooting
This season?
this season. And I was joking. I said, David Moore, Todd Archer, Mickey,
Yeah.
let's just all quit. Let's just quit tomorrow. They done beat us down. Jerry, you won. We done. We gonna leave it to the young guy. We gonna walk away.
I did.
We gonna walk away.
beat y'all too.
We are done.
Done.
What if we all just walked away and like, look, you won. We can't do this no more. We're gonna walk away.
I got college tuition to pay. I'm not going anywhere.
The boy still paying college tuition.
I got a sophomore in college and one trying to go to law school. My sophomore in college want to go to medical school. So yeah, I can't do it.
No.
But I'm just saying, there's no excitement. I mean, you watch the players in practice.
Right.
There is no energy. The mood is. They're saying the right things, but the mood is horrible.
So who's the leader? Who's the leader? Who's going to elevate this particular team?
No, it's not.
Is that the problem?
Michael Parsons may
Part
be
of
able
it.
to do something, but players are not dumb.
Okay.
They know what's up. They can look at the math and go, "Duh, we got to get to 10 wins just to have a crack at the playoff.
That part.
We got to win 7 of these
That
next
part.
9. We got to do it without Dak playing no more this year." Hey, where you going? Where you going, man? Cabo or Turkey Caicos? What you like?
And the other thing
It's
is,
Cancun. 1, 2, 3, Cancun.
So there's a reality that's set in there. You can
Right.
try to fight it. You're a professional. You do your job, but you also know the deal. You also know the coach on a 1-year deal. He's probably gone. You know the assistants. So I mean, all of that
And
takes
30
over.
and more than 30 players on 1-year deals. This will be a much different roster next year.
with Kellen Moore coaching it.
Wow! Now
and
stop
and
it.
all,
Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Not Bill Belichick, but Kellen
Jamar
Moore.
Chase.
You know
Taking
your
it
boy-
back.
Ball Chase
like
with
he
the
was back at
touchdown.
LSU right there.
Yeah,
I had a
yeah.
flashback.
He
to
went to
Death
the
Valley
hour.
at night.
Go on, do that. Go on, do that. That's old school.
And we
days.
got to play them down the stretch, the Cincinnati
Yeah,
Bengals.
good luck with
Yeah.
that.
with
Good
this
luck with that.
secondary,
Good
this
luck.
defense
Oh,
for sure.
Lord.
Good luck.
going on?
But all of that uncertainty, you guys, is what breeds dysfunction.
Okay.
And we're seeing it play out. And you make a great point. The players are not dumb. They saw that the Cowboys didn't do anything before the season started.
Right.
So what do you think they were thinking about that? It could not have been positive.
Right. And then you had CeeDee Lamb holding out. Then you had Dak Prescott contract hanging over his head.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about CeeDee Lamb holding out.
Go ahead.
Because once Justin Jefferson signs for $35 a year,
Right.
you knew what CeeDee Lamb's number was going to be, right?
Right.
And that was June, July. You didn't have to wait until camp, and you could have restructured his deal to add another player or two, or maybe get a running back
Right.
who could help the roster. But they didn't decide to do it, and it just feels like from the beginning, this season was destined for failure.
Now, you three are inside the locker room. You guys are with the Cowboys, and Jerry Jones said it himself. We didn't need to draft a running back because we got Ezekiel Elliott. So how did that play out from you guys' perspective?
Well, technically,
Go ahead, break
they
it down.
didn't draft a running. They got Ezekiel Elliott because they didn't draft a running back. It wasn't that they didn't need to draft a running because they didn't sign Ezekiel until after they didn't get a running back in the draft.
Yeah.
They wanted to get a running back in the draft, but it didn't fall the way they hoped it would fall.
Oh, how the board would fall.
Yeah.
It was already leaked to a little bit to the content creators.
no. They could have drafted a running back in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Okay. They
Years-
chose to take Leofold, the
Leofold.
linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they didn't have a 4th round pick, and then when the 5th round came, that was all gone. So they chose not to draft a running back, and they settled for Zeke. And obviously things have not gone well with Ezekiel Elliott in his situation. And listen, there's something amiss about this whole situation with
Agreed.
Zeke.
Right.
Last week,
Agreed.
because if Zeke is averaging 3.1 yards a carry,
Okay.
if he's not showing up to meetings, why not cut him? So there's something else at work. I just want to let you guys know.
Let me tell you why.
I'm going to tell you there's something else
Let
at
me tell you
work.
why.
Go ahead. Bring some insider information out.
Well, he's got the inside.
Yes, I got that.
I'm
I'm
not
just not
But I will
saying.
say
I'm just
this.
not saying.
But I will say this.
Yeah.
I have an affinity
Okay.
for Zeke Elliott.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's Jerry.
That's
Jerry
part
has
of
an
it.
affinity
But there's
for Zeke
there's
Elliott.
still something else at work here. It's not just a cut and dry thing because you got 3.1 yards a carry. We've already decided that Rico is our best back.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna give him the ball. And now you're missing meetings. Woo! Okay? And you've been labeled as a team guy.
Right.
The fact that you're still sticking with him, I'm just telling you, there's something bigger at work here.
I don't
And y'all
disagree
the
with
Jerry
that.
Jones affinity.
I
And
don't-
it probably
don't
won't come
disagree
out
with
to
that.
the after the season.
Yeah, there's something.
well,
I know what it is. I'm just saying there's something bigger at work here.
The 30
I
for
agree.
30 thing.
I'm just saying they probably won't pull the trigger because of Jerry.
But
Because
rubber,
Jerry wants him to stay, so he gets to stay.
well, rubber must
Yeah.
hit the road next week. because
Dalvin
Dalvin Cook is out of practice squad elevations after this week.
Correct.
So either you must assign him or cut him or leave him on the practice squad.
Right.
So
Did
I
they
don't
push him back to the practice squad this week, or he's going to be playing?
I would assume he's going to be eligible.
Eligible.
But the bottom line is you got one more elevation. And so you have to make a decision because you're not going to keep him and Zeke and Dalvin on the full 53-man roster.
Or
Neither one of them.
they haven't done anything with Deuce Vaughn. Does
Yeah.
Deuce get just lost in the mix?
Right.
Yeah, he does. Let me ask you this, though. We started the show off with you can't have two masters. You got to serve money or you're going to have to be able to win games and these sorts of things.
Right.
So let me ask you this. How close is Ezekiel Elliott to Tony Dorsett record?
What are you talking about?
Do what?
He just got to 10,000 yards.
Do what?
How close
Who
is
got
he?
the 10,000?
Oh, 9,000.
9,000
He ain't finna got no
yards. How
10,000.
close? How close is Ezekiel Elliott to Tony Dorsett record?
What record? He ain't got no. Tony, first of all, Tony Dorsett don't have a record.
What is his record?
He don't have a record.
What you mean? Break it down.
What are you talking about?
Emmitt Smith
Emmitt
has a
Smith has all
record.
the records.
Tony Dorsett-
But you
Tony
got
Dorsett
levels.
is-
You got levels
Okay, that's
to
not a
break
record
it.
though. How close is he to Tony Dorsett
To
as a second
escaping-
Russian
as a
on?
second rusher? Yeah,
He's not close.
he's not close.
He's
at
not
all.
getting there.
He's not going to get there
No.
within how many elevations that they got?
It don't matter.
don't matter.
He's not getting there.
What about
There's not a push to make. First of all, he's averaging 3.1 yards a carry. He's averaging less than 10 carries a game. He's never catching Tony Dorsett. That's not even on the table.
It's not on the table.
No,
so
it's
we
not
take
on-
that out.
Yeah. it's not.
I'm just throwing that out
No,
there
it's not-
just
it's
to
not
make it
a-
sure.
Listen, when this thing first happened,
Right.
I broke it down for everyone. Jerry made a move that he thought would placate his fan base
Okay.
because they love Zeke. Zeke has been a warrior for this franchise.
Yes.
Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah.
And Zeke is a great example because he put it out there, he laid it out there, and he was a great teammate. He is not the same player. He's not even close. And to try and placate and just throw something at the fan base was intellectually and football-wise dishonest from the jump. And I called it back then, and we're seeing it play out. And it's kind of sad. If you really want to think about it, it's kind of sad.
It's sad indeed. All right, so,
That's real sad because
yeah.
you know it's nobody likes to see their favorite players,
That's
be
right.
it Tony Dorsett, be it Zeke Elliott, be it Troy Aikman. Nobody wants to see your favorite players at the end of their careers when they
No
just
doubt.
a shell of what they used to be.
No doubt.
It's kind of like watching your parents age. I mean, it's
Listen,
a sad thing because you remember the good days.
That's
right.
When they run around, they toss you around, they play and catch with you. Now in their older days, you know, they can't move like they used to.
And,
doubt.
and we've seen it all. I mean, just being a football fan, I remember when, and I know we can't talk about it,
Okay.
but I remember when OJ was with the Rams. And
Why can't we talk about that killer?
See,
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Listen,
I mean,
I was the biggest.
I grew up
Hey,
in
bro,
Buffalo
come
with
on
the
now,
Chiefs.
I
dog.
was a big old. Listen,
I got a helmet
I know
and a
you're
butcher
not going.
knife
It's not
on my
supposed to say it, but OJ was so famous. We knew about Jim Braxton as fullback. I had a kid in my neighborhood.
Number
I'm gonna be
34.
OJ. He said I'm gonna be Jim Braxton. Before Moose Johnson, they had fullbacks that was famous because
Right.
of the tailback. And I remember OJ sliding in the snow, getting up, running again.
Against
and all,
Cincinnati.
all of this stuff. So, but I remember seeing the old OJ going to the Rams like, ooh.
San Francisco.
49ers, I'm
Right.
sorry.
It's different.
Going to the 49ers. I remember old Emmett
Didn't look
going.
right.
No, old Emmett going
Didn't
to
look right.
Yeah, the
to-
Cardinals.
To the Cardinals. I
Jerry
remember
Rice with the Raiders.
Our Jerry Rice with
Ooh,
the
that
Raiders.
did not
I
look
remember,
right.
I remember
He almost won the
at
Super Bowl that
Seattle.
year.
Yes.
I remember
Oh,
old
Seattle really looked wrong.
and old Earl Campbell going to
Saints.
New Orleans.
Going to the Saints. That hurt my heart.
So all of those things are the old. But moving on to the Cowboys versus the Eagles, how much of this game is a detriment to probably Mike McCarthy's legacy if it get blown out? Will something change in the coaching staff?
I mean, first of all, how
First
many
of all,
times they've been
my-
blown out all year?
Mike McCarthy doesn't have a legacy.
Thank you.
First of all, with all due respect.
Oh,
Not
wow.
in Dallas.
Mike McCarthy does not have a legacy. You can't have a legacy in this town with that franchise with the number of playoff wins, more importantly, playoff losses
Facts.
he has. So,
Hey.
no, like Big Mike, no legacy.
No legacy. Okay, with that being
Well, you
said,
got first of all, listen to
Go
me,
ahead.
young
12
man.
5,
young
12
man.
5, 12
You can't have a legacy
Come on,
without
bring it
title.
up.
You can't have a legacy without titles.
Not,
Okay,
not in this town. Not with your team.
No.
well, it's been over 30 years.
but you
since we
can't have a legacy
title.
without titles.
True that. Look at, they got me in the grade school class over here. Yeah, they got me in the hot seat.
You know, you
over
can't
here.
have
Yeah.
a legacy without titles.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, no
I'm
doubt.
sorry. You know, and like I tell people, you know, they don't hang division title banners at AT&T Stadium.
They don't.
Actually, they don't have any banners at AT&T Stadium because they ain't won at AT&T Stadium. Them Super Bowl titles won at Texas Stadium.
Let's go back to Cotton
So
Bowl.
I'm just trying to tell you, they don't do that. But the Cowboys are not like other teams. We won a division, we won a conference. No, they only. It's us all about Super Bowl.
Right. I agree. It's all about Super Bowl.
So there's no legacy here. And right now you go to the Eagles game and obviously, yes, on any given Sunday anything can happen.
Right.
On any given Sunday anything can happen.
But it's
Ain't
not
gonna
going
happen
to.
this Sunday.
But it's not going to.
I'm just saying, theoretically, on any given Sunday anything can happen. But this Eagles team,
Right.
you know, I was talking to Jordan Lewis today. He said this Eagles team is more explosive than Baltimore. They got a running quarterback. They got a running back. They got 2 receivers. They got a tight end. They got more weapons.
They do.
Yes.
You know, and the Eagles are playing well. They are finally hitting their
They
groove.
found their stride.
Their
They're
stride.
running the football.
They're 6-2, and with Saquon Barkley, that back, I don't know if I've ever seen a better 2-yard game.
It was actually 14 yards.
No,
but
I'm
it's-
talking about. But after the jump, it was 2
Oh,
yards.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay, I got you.
yeah.
But it was the best 14-yard run in NFL
I
history.
mean,
Yeah.
And listen, we talk
kidding
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about. Goodness gracious, get old, my mind going blank.
Jalen Hurts?
No, the Cowboys running back that had the big run against the Patriots when he ran in the back of the end zone.
Brock
Marion Barber.
Marion Barber.
Oh, yeah, Marion Barber.
I'm saying Brock
That's
Marion Barber.
And we had a great 3-yard run.
Oh, you
okay?
talking about Yeah.
Yes,
That was still a better run.
Yes.
What?
Marion Barber.
He wasn't better than he jumping backwards. Come on, man.
He jumped over a dude
Did you
backwards.
see? I mean,
Y'all put it in the chat.
Simone-
Which run was
Man,
better?
stop it.
Oh, come on, man.
Simone Biles did a 10.
Man, come on.
Simone
man.
Biles.
Although we can't these two are
The
these
man
two are not the
jumped
same.
backwards,
It's
man.
not the same though. It's not the same.
Saquon was out
It
there
was nice.
getting a 10 from the Russian jump.
Yeah, he got a 10 for the Russian judge. But he jumped. He did this, man. Dude, just think of the eyes in the back of your head to do this.
Unbelievable.
But then turn around. If Barber would have got hit, it would have cost 2 points.
That's not.
Come on.
We're
It's
not
two
worried
different
about
things.
the.
Two
We're
different
not
things.
worried about
Come
the
on,
safety.
come on, man. Come
Yeah.
on, guys.
Stop drinking that blue Kool-Aid.
Your star is showing, bro.
Let's start
Your star is showing.
Y'all put in the chat which run was better, the Marion Barber or the dude that's jumping backwards on a
The
hurdle.
Marion Barber was a desperation run not to get a
And
safety.
it was great.
It was a great run not to get a safety.
Amazing.
Not to get a safety.
All he did was break tackles and run 2 yards up the field.
Yeah.
This dude jumped, bounds in the back of his head.
Look like Morris Day.
He glazed it.
How you doing?
Saquon,
Chili sauce.
now Saquon Barkley, he's averaging 5.9 yards per run.
Yeah.
And he's right at 115 yards per game. How do we slow him down?
You don't. Because he's averaging that, and his average is going to increase when he plays that Cowboys defense.
They got
that
Micah
is
Parsons
awful
coming back.
Parsons
against
coming
the
back,
run.
man.
And Parsons is a great
Parsons
pass
coming
rusher.
back, and my
Great
boy
pass
and,
rusher.
and my boy
Bland.
Overshawn is hitting his stride, looking like a linebacker.
I do like the way DeMarvion is playing ball right now.
Yeah.
I do, but still, I mean, when it's up front with the way that they can't generate push, they're getting blown off the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
The way that Saquon is going to exploit those creases,
Right.
man, it's
Well,
gonna
the problem
get
is you
ugly.
can't put 8 in the box.
You can't.
Or if you put 8 in the box or 9 in the box, then you out there on the receivers and
With AJ and Smitty.
Well,
Yeah.
and you can't sift through a pick. The defensive backs
And then-
can't sift through
and
a
then-
pick.
and
No.
then-
The only way you get beyond this is TOP. Time of possession. You run the ball, you go 30 for 30.
How's that
They're
working
going to have
out?
to do this.
Run the
They're
ball
going to
with
have
who?
to run with
Run the ball
Rico
with
and
who?
Zeke.
With-
Zeke and Rico. They're going to have to try.
With Coop, they're going to put 8 men in the box and say, "Hey, Coop, what you got?"
That's what they're going to
And
have
good
to
luck,
do.
Coop.
You think Cooper Rush is just done?
No, I'm not
What you
saying
mean
he's done.
done? It's not a done issue.
I appreciate
He
what Coop
manages
does.
the game.
He
Yeah,
does
he
manage
managed
a
the
great
game.
game. But
Yeah.
with that group of receivers,
Right.
with the way they're going to play defense, it's going to be very difficult for Coop to get
mean, they
going
didn't
the
make
way
no-
he did before. Remember, when he went
Before-
4-1 that year,
Yeah.
when he went 4-1, that was a Cowboys defense that only gave up 16 points a game.
Yeah, 16
They
points.
set him up.
Yeah.
He didn't have to. He didn't have to win the game.
In that stretch, they had 22
Absolutely.
sacks too.
Yes.
And 6 turnovers.
It was a
Yeah.
different,
Yeah.
completely different team.
Completely different team.
It's going to be
yeah.
rough.
He didn't have to win
Yeah.
games. He didn't have to, they had a good running game. They had a good
Yes.
defense. This
He
team does
just
not
had not
have
to
that.
lose the game.
This
Yeah.
team does not have that.
Well, does this goes to the philosophy of Mike McCarthy trying to throw the ball everywhere to like dial that back?
Dog, they
And
just
play the
not
field.
good. It don't matter what they
No,
do.
Mike-
Wait a
Mike
minute.
is gonna-
Wait a minute.
No, I'm saying.
Last game
just
last game on your
was.
side of the field, you didn't have to go shotgun on 3-1 and then go reverse sweep or sweep on 4th and 1.
First of all, the third and one was
Shotgun.
it was a shotgun. But the problem was it was the communications up front. The dude missed the block. Tyler Guyton missed the block.
Facts.
Completely.
And that is the problem. As much as you want to try to,
But why you don't get that thing down on the center and just go
it
let the
doesn't-
quarterback lean
because
forward and get the
they've
run?
never been that way. But the bottom line is, you don't have big play players. You have to
Right.
drive the ball down the field, and because you have young players, it's always mistakes, communication
part.
mistakes,
That part.
And that
that's
comes
been
with
a,
it.
that's
So
been a
true.
problem.
Yeah.
The pre-snap penalties. They've been a tops in the league in pre-snap penalties
Right.
and things, and then you got the miscommunications up front. So this is a flawed football
They're a
team.
bad team. They do all the
God,
things
dog.
that bad teams
So there's no
do.
chance. There's no chance on Sunday.
Not
I
this
can't
week.
stand the Philadelphia
No, I'm
Eagles.
sorry,
by the
not
way.
this week.
Not this week.
Not this week.
Sir.
Yeah.
And Jill brings up a great point. No
Yeah.
explosiveness.
No explosiveness.
Outside of CD, who teams can they can double because there's no other threats.
There's no
that
threat.
they have to
All
worry
right.
about.
So what's the notable team that the Eagles beat?
It don't matter.
Doesn't
Why
matter.
are you doing that?
I'm just trying to.
You sound like you sound like
I'm just
people.
trying to say
You
no.
sound.
I'm just trying to say
no.
no.
You
Did
no. Listen.
Jaguars almost give
It
them
doesn't
the
matter.
L?
You
It
sound
doesn't matter.
You sound like people who discredit the Cowboys. They didn't beat nobody last year in 12-5.
It don't
That
matter.
don't matter. They
Doesn't
don't.
matter.
They're
No,
6-2
it don't.
for a reason. The
Can you
Cowboys are
beat
3-5 for a reason. They lost 3
3-5.
straight games for a reason.
So
They don't
Who
do
they beat
things.
is irrelevant. Can
Yeah,
the Cowboys beat them?
And
That's
the
the only
Eagles are
question that
playing
matters.
well and they're hitting their stride. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Cowboys aren't. Who the notable teams the Cowboys beat?
well, we haven't beat the
Exactly.
The Steelers.
Exactly.
Are a very
No,
notable team.
The most notable one
It's
for
the Steelers.
the most notable thing for the Cowboys
Yeah.
is that loss to the Saints.
There was a very noticeable.
And they have beat nobody else.
Saints
since.
haven't won since, and the coach has been fired.
And fired.
I
Dennis
mean,
Allen. Yeah.
listen, man. I mean, they're in a bad way. This is just not the week or the scenario to try and pull out of it.
Right.
They're not going to get, because again, how do you pull off the upset? You got to have a pressure-based defense that can help you get turnovers. They don't have that anymore. Dan Quinn walked out the door.
Yeah.
He's leading the division
And
with the Commanders.
let's be honest about Dan Quinn. Most of Cowboy fans wanted Dan to leave.
They were ready for him to go
The
because they
Cowboys
couldn't stop the
organization
run.
felt
Couldn't stop
that the new coach, Mike Zimmer, would be better because he could stop the run, because he was fundamentally sound, because he was going to bring discipline, and he was going to be that no dog cussing old school that make players, do their fundamentals, and it's been worse.
Well,
It's not worked out.
Well, they are a good team. They do have an element of surprise. They are playing last place schedule in our division.
Who?
The Washington.
What are we talking
True.
about? How we get to Washington?
Well, you talking about Dan
mentioned
Quinn.
being
You mentioned
with
Dan
the
Quinn,
Commanders.
and they are doing a
Oh.
good job. That's the benefit of playing
Yeah,
last
but
place schedule.
that's part of
but
it.
They still had a 27 ranked defense. It's not like that defense
Why?
has been
That-
shut
none
down.
of that matters.
It to
None
a
of that
degree,
matters.
To a
Listen,
degree,
all
if
that
they
matters is your team ain't no damn good.
If they get to the playoff and lose round one,
no one
it's
cares
just
about
gonna be
it.
the same thing.
Nobody
right?
cares about that.
Nobody cares about that, right?
No one cares
it's
about
the
that.
same thing. Right now, the same complaints will be with the Cowboys if the Cowboys were 6-2 right
No
now.
one-
People will still be saying, what can they do in the postseason?
Listen to me.
Hold on, hold on, it's a little different.
No.
And here's why.
Break it down.
Because if the Commanders end up going to the playoffs and they lose in the
It's
playoffs,
positivity.
Jaden Daniels
Yeah,
gets
true.
experience in the playoffs, which will be important as they continue to build around
they're
a young
building.
quarterback,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is how
true
you
that.
win in the NFL today. Completely different scenario.
Yeah, the Cowboys are
Completely
declining. It's two different points of view, and
Yeah.
Correct.
and both
Correct.
teams have
I do
different
agree.
standards and different expectations for
Correct.
where they are.
Like
so
the-
we're not going to compare if Washington loses in the first round. That's the step in the right direction from where they were. We're talking about a Cowboys team that was 12-5, 12-5, and 12-5, and have not progressed at all in the playoffs.
Big facts.
That's just
Yeah.
two different conversations. So listen, it's just like Houston. And I told people.
Expectations.
I told people, Houston, everything was gravy last year. This year they got expectations, and they're not doing as well.
That offensive line's awful.
Okay.
Started off great.
Whatever the reason.
Yes, but it's a good point. The expectations completely different.
Expectations.
All my
if you don't win
bummed
this year, then next year gonna be saying, well, they ain't won nothing.
Yeah.
And you can talk about the offensive line. Next year gonna be something else.
Well,
until you win, you haven't won.
Well, what about this factoring in common opponents? This is a common opponent. Mike McCarthy will be prepared to go up against a common opponent, which will be the Philadelphia Eagles. How much do that play in the role of this?
It don't play nothing.
Come on with it.
Dak Prescott is on the Eagles.
Right.
And he's not playing.
Correct.
Okay? And it doesn't matter that it's a familiar opponent. More, how did he tightrope the sideline? I'm sorry, guys. We're watching Lamar Jackson just do some.
He looked like me a little bit.
Do some Michael Jackson on that sideline. Goodness gracious! How did he do that? I don't know. He should have been
Lamar Jackson.
He should have been saying he should have been sacked. He did the Michael Jackson right. That was some he on the sideline. If you're watching the game or watching us, I don't know how he did this. Listen. What are you doing? And he probably should have scored. Look at this here. What is 57 doing? Goodness gracious.
They're gonna mount up and punch it in.
Again, there's who?
Yeah.
Who should have been with the Cowboys?
Yeah, it's a score.
But Cowboys couldn't afford him.
Couldn't afford him. Yeah.
Didn't want him. But no, it is what it is, man. This season, 3-5. Dak Prescott may not play again this season. He has a hamstring that's off the bone, partially torn off the bone. They're looking at different options. Surgery is a possibility. He's going to be out at least 6 weeks if he doesn't have surgery. If he has surgery, it's going to be for the season. There's no point in bringing him back.
Right.
The question here is for you guys, do you play Cooper? You're playing Cooper Rush, but do you play Trey Lance?
I'm glad you go first.
Go ahead.
At some point, you play Trey Lance. The question is just when. Probably they won't play him until they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. But at some point, you should just double check that what you think you got is what you think you got. Even if that is you think he can't play, let's just double check.
Well, let me ask you this though, because his first touchdown ever, he was in a package play. Trey Lance, of course, it was in San Francisco. He scored in the red zone because they still had Jimmy Garoppolo. Mike McCarthy, I think he spoke about packages.
No, Mike ain't trying to do that.
He's not that creative.
Well, it's not about that creative. He don't want to do that.
He don't want to do that?
Here's what I would say, though. And this is for Mike McCarthy. You need to create packages for him. Because here's the bottom line. You know who the best running back on your team is? Trey Lance.
Yeah.
And
Stop it.
He's the fastest on the edge.
Stop it.
Stop it.
He's not the best running back on the team.
Are you kidding me?
He's not the best running back on the team.
Is he the most athletic?
Your best ability to gain ground yards with this
That's
roster
not true.
is absolutely
I
Trey
disagree.
Lance.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
CeeDee Lamb, the best running back.
First of all, listen to me.
I would say C.D. Lamb.
First of all,
Rico.
listen to me.
Yeah.
They gave it to him.
And he got
on
creative.
Let's not
Got
act.
creative
Listen,
for
Trey
the-
Lance is an athletic quarterback. He's not Lamar Jackson.
No, he's not. But
Michael Vick.
This is what
he's
I was.
not Vince Young.
This is what
he's
I was
not
saying.
one of those guys.
Well,
he's
he's
a
not,
good
but
athlete.
he's
He's
never
not
been
no
in a system like
exceptional
them,
athlete.
But they could create packages like the Saints did with Taysom Hill. And be very selective.
But Taysom
and
was-
listen,
Taysom was-
Mike needs to do it so he can get another job.
There you go.
Everyone's saying that your defense is old. This is when you have to lean in to the creativity.
Yeah.
You have to. Chill. You can't keep doing it. You can't keep pounding your head up against the same wall, bro.
Listen,
I think it would be very smart.
Listen to me.
If Mike came out with
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
It's one thing I've been talking about for 2 years. And, Newey talked about it today on the media match. We talked about it.
Yeah.
If Trey Lance was that special, okay? Have you heard any whispers about Trey Lance doing any magic in practice?
No, I have not. But how? Chill. Listen.
I just asked you a question.
Let me explain.
Hey,
let me explain. I am not saying that I think Trey can be a good quarterback.
I'm talking about even in packages.
I have seen too much.
We've seen him. He's been the scout team quarterback and simulated everybody. And
Right.
we have not heard nothing in practice about, boy, that Trey Lance, boy, them wheels, he can do that thing. We ain't heard nothing like that.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's
You
not
at least put them out there.
my point is.
Why would you not find out, though?
Yeah.
Why would you not find
How
out?
do you?
Maybe
How
they
do you?
already
Well,
know.
they know. They've been watching it for 2 years in practice.
But this is against the Cowboys defense at this point.
And he ain't done nothing against the Cowboys defense. That's my point. And he ain't done nothing against the Cowboys defense. That's what I'm saying. That's what he practicing against.
Okay, that's a fair point.
That's what he practicing against.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. You don't know how that's going to play out
No.
on Sunday. You don't. Because they haven't seen the packages either. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
No one has any frame of reference. For at least for a couple of games, you will catch them off guard as they try to catch up with you.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And I'm just saying, Big Mike, who wants to coach again after he is fired at the end of this season, should consider the creativity that would create.
You're so cool. You're so cool. What do you expect from Michael Parsons this week?
Not much. I think he's going to be rusty, 6 weeks off or 5 weeks off. However long he's been off.
Yeah, high ankle sprain. You can't
It's,
really push
it's-
off and give the acceleration and speed.
Yeah, it's going to take a minute
Yeah.
for him to get back. But he's better than anything else you got, so maybe he can make a play.
What scares me is he didn't do a whole lot last week. So, I mean, he's really only had 4 days.
4 days
to get ready. And it's going to be rough for Micah to be Micah. He's going to be Micah light in this game.
Oh, wow. And I'm expecting that Bland is not going to play because he's DNP.
Doesn't sound like it, no.
Yeah, DNPs, you don't get out
Bland
there.
is not
He
going to
hadn't
play.
practiced yet.
God, it just hurts, man, when you be telling me this. You know, what's the storyline with this Mingo kid?
Nothing.
Nothing. He's just a bigger body.
He a guy who he caught 43 passes as a rookie. He done caught one in the last month. Boo-hoo.
Okay. Law, I
John.
just want you to know,
Uh-huh.
overall, I'm normally very positive.
You are. Okay.
I'm very positive normally. See y'all, very positive.
Okay.
It's hard to find positivity.
I mean, he's just a guy.
I will say this. The one thing I would say about Mingo, he feels like he's a jag, just a guy,
Yeah.
in the term that Bill Parcells used all the time.
Okay.
But I at least want to see, I mean, think about how dysfunctional the Carolina Panthers are.
Right.
So he hasn't been in a real scenario where you can
Right.
evolute him. So at least now we get to see that.
Y'all ain't TV ready.
While I
They're
don't,
not
I don't, I
TV
don't,
ready,
I don't
huh?
think anything will come of it. I do think at least there's a possibility. That's as positive as I can be for you tonight.
No,
Not for you, Law.
Okay.
listen, I just want to let you know we've had a good time tonight, and
We got
and I
celebrities
wanna-
on the
I
house.
to introduce
Yeah.
people here.
Yeah.
We got Nicole Hutchinson from the Cowboys media.
Yeah.
We got Bree Aldridge of Channel 11. They came to hang out with us
They
tonight.
did.
I made them get on the air and show you guys. Please support these young ladies. We're going to get them on the air. We're going to get them on Cowboys and Chill. They know their sports.
Yeah. They know the football.
They-
Yeah.
No, they know tennis and volleyball.
Tennis ball. Well,
Listen,
I was going to
she
limit
played
it to this,
tennis
man.
at Howard.
Tennis, yeah.
She played volleyball and softball
Yeah.
Look
at
like a seven
Park
to me.
Atlanta. They got it going on. Please support them.
Yeah.
They're trying to slip out of here after they had a couple of drinks on my tab.
Hey, wait a minute.
He just wouldn't let you get out clean. He just refused to let you get out clean.
They setting up for the after party. That's
Thanks,
what it is. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks,
yeah,
ladies.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so silly.
Trying to slip. We go. They like they at church. You know how you put that finger up.
Yeah, one
They was
finger.
trying to tip on.
Pastor done gone too long.
They were trying to tip on out there like they at the black church.
Yeah.
You know.
Shit. Boy.
Again,
Yeah.
man. Listen, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate
Yeah.
Joe coming out. You know.
My pleasure.
You know, we had to get him a hot toddy, to get that voice right. He
Yes.
he was on
Yes.
Channel 8 and not sounding too well last night. We
Yeah.
was worried about him last night.
I'm on the comeback.
He's like,
I'm on the comeback.
he can play. He can play her.
Got to play with pain.
He gonna play with her. We got Jean-Jacques Taylor, the Black Frenchman, working on that world famous book that's gonna be better and more famous that Deion Sanders. I'm going to ask Deion about that. But anyway. And, of course, Law Nation, man. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for supporting us. We'll be back next Thursday.
Wait a minute. Let's do it one more time, though.
What?
Score prediction.
All right, fine. You want to score prediction? He always wants.
I always want to
do this.
Keep
Now
on
we're gonna
waiting.
do a quick score prediction.
Quick one. Yeah.
I'm just gonna start out 35-14 Eagles.
I've got 31-17 Eagles.
I had 37-17 Eagles.
Wow.
God!
What you got?
The homer. The guy.
What you
They
got?
can't stand the Philadelphia Eagles. 27-24 Cowboys. Come on with it.
Wow.
Come on. Me and Big Nate gonna be on the same
Let's
page.
put some money on that.
All right. Next
Go to the promo.
next week, come to Echo Lounge
Next
Thursday and check us out. We will see who won or who lost. Come on with it. 27.
Give me my theme music.
Come on with it. Let's get on up out of here, baby.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate y'all.